speaking of old albums, we have Adept, who have returned with their first album in 9 years, Blood Covenant.
Watch you walk away. I know there's something on your mind. Is it the way that you speak? I see the look in your eyes.
Metalcore is back. Can I say that? Is that allowed? Is Metalcore back?
No.
He says wearing Memphis Mayfire merch.
Memphis Mayfire trying to kill metalcore, dude. We don't. Hell no.
All right,
I'll give
fine.
it to you, Jake.
Fine. If that's how you want it.
No hat gang.
This is one of my favorite metalcore albums of 2025. It doesn't feel like modern metalcore while being modern metalcore. Does that make any sense at all?
It does. No.
No,
Jake is cooking. No. I get you, Jake. I totally understand what you're saying.
Like, there's something about this sound that feels like Adept have time traveled from 2016, but the production and mixing also feels very 2020s. It feels like a modern metalcore album, even though the riffs and the tones feel like something from the past. You aren't getting the same sort of chuggy sound that you got on every Spirit Box album that's shown up in every other band. I don't know. It sounds different but familiar at the same time, and I really have to give credit to Adept for pulling that off.
I can put my finger on it or put a go at it if you think
go for
might
it.
resonate with you. This to me feels a little bit like Phineas in that they haven't let go of the fact that like metalcore doesn't necessarily need to be at the very least 40% a pop song, because when you bring in that element, the guitar tones, they lean less into the metal side of metalcore and more into what modern metalcore has become. They're letting that guitar lead be like a more traditional power metal, almost like, yeah, we'll let the note ride out instead of just going to the next note immediately with the chugs, the zeros and the ones. And there's certainly aspects of it on here, but instrumentally, they don't feel like they're trying to sell out. And it's really funny how cyclical this is, because if you had dropped this instrumental in 2016 or 2018 or whatever, you would have been like, ugh, another band that sounds like this. Good God. But because everybody shifted to sounding more Octane-esque, this style of metalcore is getting kind of left behind almost. And the fact that they're able to bring it in while still keeping, the production and everything sounding a little bit more modern, like you were talking about, it's challenging, but I feel like they pulled it off. So I don't know if that at all aligns with how you were feeling about it. But
no, I think that makes sense. I think that makes sense. But it's like you get songs, like especially towards the end of the album with like Battered Skin and No Matter the Years, where like you just like you get this opening riff, and then the opening riff is just like basically the riff of the first verse, and he just starts screaming over that same riff, and it's like that doesn't happen much anymore. Like
No.
the verse is usually like, I don't know, cleaner. It's not like
it's like the Death of Peace of Mind, or there has to be like some sort of non-guitar, like instrumental ambient lead in, and
there is very little ambience in this album.
Kids these days just don't beat the fuck out of each other like they used to. We gotta have a slow build, and then we beat
don't
each other
take
up
that
in a
out of
breakdown.
context. Do not take that out of context.
Kids need to beat each other more.
Okay, maybe we can take it out of context. If you're doubling down, maybe we should.
You bring up a good point, and that's a side of this that I hadn't really thought about, is we don't start, or I shouldn't say we don't, it's much less often that you see a song just punch you like right out of the gate. And if you do, it's done poorly by Wage. And so now
I think Architects did it good earlier this
They
year.
did.
Yeah.
Which there's a whole other conversation about, every band sounds like Architects back in 2016, and now we're back to, I wish bands sounded more like Architects did in 2016. But Yeah, they're letting the guitar shine a lot more and really leaning into what makes metalcore punchy and aggressive almost than they are the need for production and ambience and pop sensibility and anything. It's not to say it's not catchy, because there are lots of catchy moments on here, I feel like, but
Yeah.
yeah, they're not pulling any punches to try and appeal to a wider audience. They're making music that you can tell they're comfortable with and they know and they love, which is not rare, but we see it less, I feel like, nowadays.
I feel like lyrically, this is so on brand for metalcore as well.
Yeah.
Like there's so many lyrics that are like just so classic metalcore. Like in Define Me, now you could snap your fingers like you snap my fucking neck and then they snap. The walls are closing in. It's either sink or swim. The silence speaks louder than words. What else is there?
Is there an undertow?
I didn't catch an undertow. I didn't catch an undertow. I feel the current beneath me dragging me down in this river of time.
That's like saying undertow, but I'm meeting the word count on my essay.
That's good. That's good. Yeah, like there's just a lot of. It's like to an extent, it's like overdone and cheesy, but because it sounds like old, they can get away with it, you know?
You guys
like it doesn't feel cheesy, even though it kind of is.
I hear you. I was gonna say it's like that one. You guys know that one meme where it's like Japanese soldiers still fighting 30 years after World War II ended. That's this album. They're still riffing and talking about the undertow and the big 25, and by God, they make it work. The undertow might be a little overdone, but that's why they don't talk about it. They're like, you know what 2025 needs? 2016. Here you go.
How dare you abolish my undertow?
I would abolish the undertow worldwide if I could. Passing the Anti-Undertow Act. The AUA, the AUA.
The AUA.
You have to scream it. AUA.
I think we just wrote the next Wage War song.
No. We just wrote the 25-year anniversary of Down with the Sickness.
God, dude.
This is a good tangent. This is a great tangent.
Oh, man, this
album. To try and get us back on track.
I gotta continue the tangent.
Okay, no, sure.
If it is a Wage War song, you have to announce the name of the song at the beginning of the song.
Instead of Death Roll, it's just ooh ah.
just take Chop Suey.
Okay.
No, it's like you get the riff builds up. Abolish the undertow riff.
Yeah, right. 010101.
Yeah.
That's
Cheap
the
Death Roll.
title if I've ever heard it.
No. Flip a coin. Are we doing technical difficulties or abolish the undertow?
Ooh.
The technical difficulty is gonna get cut out. The tangent's not.
It's not working.
Damn it.
Focus.
The technical difficulty
I'm locked
is
in.
gonna get cut
Bang!
out. The tangent's not.
All right.
I can see it. It's Cheetah the Undertow.
Or Toronto Zoo. Which one's which?
Toronto Zoo.
Toronto Zoo is abolish the undertow.
I'm gonna fail this. I'm like Game Boy.
Focus.
Cheetah.
Is that
Cheetah.
the Cheetah? All right,
It's technical difficulties. It's going technical difficulties. It's been decided. Okay, back to this Adept album. There's so many phenomenal breakdowns on this album too. It's like I have a hard time even naming them. Where it's like the Gore EP, that's 4 songs. I can remember the 4. This is an 11-song album. There's like a good breakdown on all 11 songs, other than on 10 of the 11 songs, because Time is a Destroyer is kind of just like this nice little interlude break in the action, sort of uplifting, positive sort of sound, which is a nice break in a 11-song metalcore album. If you get 11 just metalcore songs back to back, it does get kind of tiring, so getting that break in Time is a Destroyer is kind of nice, roughly halfway through the album. The other thing that really sets Adept apart from the other bands in metalcore right now is the spoken word delivery that they do on some of their songs. I would almost say they're hallmark as a band.
Yes.
Going back to Sleepless, their 2016 album, Black Veins as the album opener, the way that song opens with the spoken word bit is still one of my favorite metalcore album openers of all time. And I feel like you don't get as many spoken word moments on this album, but you do get them from time to time, and it just hits, man. I think especially on The Rapture of Dust, which is the closer, that opening spoken word before the first riff is euphoric, man. It's one of my favorite songs on the album, which I guess is about where I should mention my favorite song on this album is Parting Ways. Released as a single a few months ago. I really wanted to talk about it, but I knew this album was coming and I wanted to save it for this album discussion. But Parting Ways as the opener, the spoken word section of "It's not the words you say, it's the silence that's killing me. So I close my eyes, still I see you in everything. I wish that everyone knew what we had been through, so I will close my eyes and letting go of the love for you." Before you get into the riff, it's like, yeah, sure, it's not the most deep lyrics you've ever heard. It's spoken word. It's fairly straight up, but just the delivery on it really builds that emotion and meaning behind the message, even if it is a fairly surface level message. Whereas like other bands like Memphis May Fire don't get away with saying really simple lyrics because it's just, there's no substance behind it. With the spoken word, you feel that substance, you know? Mm-hmm. And then the rest of the song as well, there's so many. I love the verses, I love the chorus, I love everything about Parting Ways, the guitar solos, the delivery on, are you even really listening to the words that I say, or do you just pretend? Because I know that everything dies in the end, the passage of time, it all fucking bends. And then before the guitar solo in the song, now the silence speaks louder than words, the panic it gives, it all will return. I'm so sick of this, we'll never bloom, we're strangers in a room. And then you get into this beautiful euphoric guitar solo as well, which I should mention, you get a number of guitar solos on this album as well, and every single one of them is just phenomenal. Again, it's another one of those moments that, while lyrically it's not the deepest thing you've ever heard, but the spoken word and the tones and the guitar solos and the pauses every once in a while, it really adds substance to the songs across the board. And yeah, it's a really well made package despite its flaws.
I agree wholeheartedly.
I almost say that
capsule, but it was
I almost say that this album succeeds in spite of its flaws.
Yes, absolutely. It takes talent and commitment, honestly, to be able to make an album like this work in 2025, and I think it does, because it's both modern and nostalgic at the same time. Like you were mentioning, it's great.
Yeah,
I didn't know what to expect, honestly. I hadn't heard much Adept. I'd heard songs here and there from like 2019 when I would listen to old podcasts from around that era, and I would hear their name and I'd be like, oh yeah, let me go listen to this single and this single. But
yeah, like admittedly, I've only heard Sleepless once or twice. I really only go back to Black Veins from that album, so the fact that I love this album as much as I do is a complete surprise to me. Because I had just had Adept in my head as this one band that released one of the greatest metalcore openers of all time, and I did not care about anything else they ever did. And for them to come back 9 years later and release one of my favorite metalcore albums of the year was something I never could have expected coming into 2025, but I am so thankful that it happened.
Yeah. I miss music like this, man. I mean, I know it's like, it's readily available on streaming services. It's not like it's gone, but it's like, man, I wish more people were doing that so I wouldn't have to listen to the music that, like, or I guess I didn't even like it years ago. But 9 years ago, I was listening to the Eden Project.